on irony. Senator Michael McClendon is on with us live from District 1 in DeSoto County. Good morning, sir. How are you? Can you hear me? Everything okay?
I'm doing wonderful, Paul. I'm doing wonderful. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Now, you're politically astute here. What do you think? Did you get anything about this polling from, what was it, Freedom Press? I'm not sure what it was. But they did you get a copy of that? I mean, did you see that?
I saw some numbers on it. I did, Paul.
Yeah.
You know, polls are a matter of educated opinions, I guess. But we have a silent majority, a big silent majority in DeSoto County, and a lot of those silent majority folks want to keep their opinions to themselves, and the silent majority definitely voted for Donald Trump 8 years ago, and
Michael, what's your feel as far as people getting out to vote in DeSoto County? With, and I think it's changed, and it's not what it was 5 or 10 years ago. I think people are a little bit more connected with Jackson than they were when they first moved out of Memphis. But as we get more generations, they understand that their laws are going to be affected by Jackson, not by Memphis or Nashville. So is that changing a little bit?
It is, and Paul, that's a two-way street now. DeSoto County has to get connected to Mississippi government, as well as Jackson and Mississippi government has to remember that DeSoto County is not this island that floats around. We are part of Mississippi, even though a large majority of that county moved from Memphis, and me being one of them. And we moved for a reason. Let me tell you, it was a liberal way of thinking that people left in droves. Because it was like going back to grandma's house. It was safe, and it's a wonderful place to live. And yes, our voters are more in tune, and we're more in tune because we're getting our state leaders coming to us, and that's a huge benefit for us and them. We had a caravan a month ago, and we had the chairman of appropriations. We had transportation chairman on the Senate side. We also had possibly future pro Tim on the House side, and we made a lot of good contacts with them, meeting our folks meeting them. So yes, we're getting more in tune as well. Our governor is up there all the time. It's he likes DeSoto, and it's not just because it's a vote. He sees what we do for the state. I mean, when you have an 8% of the state's economy comes out of one county, that's huge, and he realizes that. And we have huge potentials to grow if we get just a few things fixed up.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. One of the greatest success stories in parts of the state has to be DeSoto County, with the growth and everything else there, with the Amazons and things such as that. The warehouses up there, everything else going on. It has been a very active and one of the fastest growing regions of the state. Has it not, Senator McClendon?
It has, and it's a wide array of different businesses. Many family-owned businesses, and people are. We have. Yes, we have transportation warehouses. We also have a warehouse that feeds the Southeast. AWG there in Hernando opened a new refrigerated warehouse. And there's 250 trucks that go in and out of there a day. We have growing pains, yes. But those are growing pains that our governor was happy to try and fix for us. But I tell you, our largest industry is DeSoto County Schools. When you have 3,500 plus employees, that's a huge business. And it's not only just a business, it is a A-rated business in the #1 school district in the state. And it's not just because there's a lot of people or a lot of Republican kids. The school district in DeSoto County is 50-50. When I say 50-50, we're talking about Caucasian to African Americans and other nationalities. 35 different languages spoken in DeSoto County schools. Now, absorb that. 35 different languages spoke. But our teachers are a big part of our workforce. And they're in tune with what's going on. They definitely appreciate the pay raises. They appreciate the environment that they have going. They've got momentum going, and I think their main concern is the PERS, and as well that Governor Reeves is also concerned with PERS because that's his retirement. So
yeah, let me ask you this for a second. And again, we're speaking with the Senator Michael McClendon. First of all, I hate to hear anybody refer to school in the first line that it is a business more so than the teaching the kids, and I think it's one of the problems we have. But we can take that up later. When you look at a school,
well, Paul,
if you're looking wait, hang on. If you're looking at its employment power before you're looking at the kids, I think that's where we are off the track, but we'll save that one for another day. What I do want to ask you is, have you had any relationship or working relationship with Brandon Presley? Do you know him at all?
I do. As a matter of fact, I've seen Brandon this year probably 4 times. Super nice guy. Nice guy. Country as a turnip green, but he's in tune with politics, but I don't understand how his values in the Democratic Party line up. He says he's a Democrat, but yet there's so many things that people in DeSoto County don't agree with the Democratic Party, and I just don't see how that runs in the same lane. So, but
yeah, well, if not being a Democrat or being a Democrat was just picking something out of the sky and said, I'll just decide to run this month blue, next month I'll run red, and the next month I'll run purple, that would be something else. But when you are wearing that uniform, you wear the blue uniform of a Democrat, you fight for the values and the mission statement of the blue uniform. You take money from the people in the blue uniforms. That makes a difference. This is, as the Speaker of the House said, this is not a beauty contest here. This is who is going to be governing our state. We'll talk more with Senator Michael McClendon when we're get back with State Senator Michael McClendon. I know we have limited time here, but I did want to ask you this. I noticed you had in the last session Senate Bill 2027. It dealt with ad valorem taxes and real property, et cetera, et cetera. But so your input on this one, when Presley says, as soon as you elect me, day one, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to cut your taxes. I'm going to do away with the grocery taxes or cut them in half and do things such as that. When you start looking at that mechanism, and I know the House and Senate's been working on this for a while, trying to find the next step in, again, lowering the personal income tax, which they have done and signed by the governor, to the 9th lowest in the United States of America, and we're still trying to take that next step. But your thoughts on his promises of not only expanding Medicaid, but cutting taxes here, cutting taxes there, and not understanding the ramifications of that. What are your thoughts on that, Michael?
Well, if you cut the grocery tax, you just cut municipality budgets. 8-year Hernando Alderman, I know that all too well. So they have to be made whole. The Speaker said that HB, whatever they had, was coming to us. The problem with totally cutting them immediately is when you teach a child to swim. We've got things all over the world that could affect the Mississippi economy. We've got Israel and Hamas that, we're talking about each side talking about nuclear weapons. That can affect Mississippi. So when you're teaching a child to swim, you carry them to the kiddie pool, splash water in their face, and gradually get them to the deep end. You don't toss them in the Mississippi River up there at DeSoto County and say, swim back to me. So the Senate was on a gradual step up down. So, and that's the path we'd like to take in increments. But yes, I'm totally for eliminating that. But when you start talking about grocery tax, it's a trickle down to back to your local economy. And the most important governments we have is our local governments, those boards of aldermen, those boards of supervisors, and they're going to have to raise ad valorem tax. So you can either take it from the state, from the people, or you can take it at the local level. And government cannot function without some form of tax. And to get back, it kind of got my dander up a little bit about DeSoto County schools. You know, I get run at me about charter schools, and that's a for-profit business. We don't need charter schools in DeSoto County because our teachers are so good, and they also, that's driving economy. They also have voting power, and I think both candidates realize that. Governor Reeves, you know, their big issue right now, you got a lot of retired teachers, you got teachers mid through their career, even beginning teachers. They're worried about PERS, and PERS is something that was a promise made, and I'm a firm believer in a promise kept. So, and Governor Reeves is also, and he's for shoring up that. But thank you for letting me go back to that. As a matter of fact, you know, Governor Reeves touted how third graders have gotten better reading scores. Well, DeSoto County, let me get this on a across the street level. Shadow Oaks Elementary was a D-rated school, just went to an A. That's third graders. All Horn Lake schools, which are predominantly African American, have gone up a letter or 2 grades. This is not a Democrat or Republican thing. This is a future of Mississippi thing. And Governor Reeves is a firm believer in education, and I appreciate that. And our teachers do. Yeah. And I'm asking them to vote for Governor Tate Reeves coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Let me say this, because there were a lot of people, even on the Republican side, talking about his personality and being hard-headed. But at the end of the day, you got to understand all of these things happen. When you and I both have been in politics for a while, when you have all of the people in the same party hard-headed, you are trying to arrive at the same destination, but maybe in a slightly different vehicle. When you have somebody else sitting in the governor's chair that is a Democrat with the Republicans, you're not even looking at the same destination. Forget about the same vehicle or similar vehicles. You're not even trying to get to the same destination. So I don't mind a little bit of a squabble, a little bit of a debate, a little bit of pushback in trying to get a bill which would be more fiscally responsible, and I think that's what happened as far as the income tax is concerned. But again, when they're all Republicans, they're all trying to arrive at the same destination, and that matters.
Yes, sir.
Michael McClendon, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it very, very much, sir. Appreciate
Paul,
you. And
Paul, let me
get
say
out
one
the
more
vote.
thing, if I could. Paul,
you got 10
DeSoto
seconds.
County, we need you to come out. You left Memphis for a reason. You left the Liberal Party. Don't let the Justin Pearsons come down and tell you how to live your lives.
You heard it.
Thank you,
from
Paul,
Senator Michael McClendon. Thank you, sir.